channel today. If today is your first time of watching our video, you're welcome. And then if you've been following us, you're already a subscriber, you're also welcome. And if you've not subscribed yet, please do well to hit the subscription button right away. And just like I've always said, in this life there's actually a lot of opportunities out there. All that you need is to know about these opportunities, and when you key into it, definitely you're going to get something. And sometimes you may not get that particular one, but you would learn a lot to apply for another. So today we're going to be presenting to you two basic fellowships. I mean, this fellowship, it's open, it's not for postdoctoral, it's for everyone that's interested. Okay, now the first fellowship we're going to be considering today is the Mo Ibrahim Foundation Leadership Program. It's a fellowship that's going to run for 1 year, and it's for Africans. So you can do well to go in for this, for the application. And like I've always said, each time you're in for any application, just look at the deadline. The deadline is very, very important, so that you know the time lapse you have to prepare or to do your submissions for that particular fellowship. And then that's the first one we have. So if you're in the banking sector, you're in finance, you're in financial management area, even in engineering, then you can apply for this very fellowship. Now the second fellowship we have today is the Camargo Foundation Care Fellowship, and then this fellowship is interested in those in the humanities and art world. So if you are in for any of this fellowship, then come right with me to the system so that I can show you how to go about your application.
You melt the ice behind my stone cold eyes. I turn to ashes, but only just sometimes. Inhale your smoke.
Mo Ibrahim, the Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship, and here is the page, the Mo Ibrahim Foundation. And then we move down, you can see the Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship was established in 2011. And then you have a stipend of $100,000, and this is going to last for 12 months. Okay, now if we move to the other section, you're going to see application process. The 2023 Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship application opened 22nd of August, and it's going to last till 21st October 2022. Fellowships are open to young professionals, mid-career, and new executives from Africa with relevant work experience and a master's degree. Now the eligibility criteria: national of an African country, minimum of 7 years of relevant work experience, master's degree under the age of 40 or 45 for women, so 40 years for men and then 45 for women with children. Any additional criteria are set by the host. So you have the application details. If you need the application detail in English, French, it's all here. The official language is English or French, and if you have the knowledge of the two, that's an added advantage. You can also read through here: fellowship institutions, African Development Bank, and then ECA, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. Ibrahim's Fellowship partners with these institutions, these three institutions. So we're going to move up further. If you click on any of this, it's going to give you the criteria in these languages. So I would do that now. Clicking on English and French for African Development Bank. You have this. Okay, the 2023 Mo Ibrahim Foundation Leadership Fellowship Program, Office of the President of the African Development Bank, report line, duty station, information on the position that it's available, and then the closing date is 21st October. Remember, I've always said that each time you want to apply for any application, be sure that you have the deadline in your head, because it's going to help you to know the time you have, the time limit you have. Anything outside that time limit your application is not going to be accepted. So the objectives established in 2006, the Mo Ibrahim Foundation aims to support good governance and great leadership in Africa. Now the foundation works to stimulate debate on good governance, provide criteria by which citizens and government can measure progress, recognize achievements in African leadership, and provide a practical way in which leaders can build positive legacies on the continent when they have left office. Now support aspiring leaders for Africa continent. So we're going to read through this so that you will see the criteria proper. The Mo Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship is a selective fellowship that prepares the next generation of outstanding African leaders by providing them with unique work opportunities at the most senior level of prominent African institutions or multilateral organizations whose mandate is to improve the economic and social prospects of Africa. Now, if you move further, you're going to see contract terms and duration. The fellow will receive an annual stipend monthly paid by the bank out of the funds provided. And then you still move further. This is where we have the duties and responsibilities. Now, the Ibrahim Leadership Fellow will take leadership guidance from the President of African Development Bank, the Senior Vice President, the Chief of Staff, and Director of Cabinet and or a designated representative. And then you can see you have to design, develop, and help implement innovative approaches to various strategic issues of importance to the bank's mission and objectives, undertake research and analysis of existing and emerging strategy. And then we move further, you're gonna see the selection criteria, the priority for the selection for 2023 is the bank's high five areas: lightening up and empowering Africa, feeding Africa, industrializing Africa, integrating Africa, and improving the quality of life of the people of Africa. The key competencies are top-notch professional experience in private sector and strong policy analytical skills at all levels and ability to run models. Now, the fellowship is for young professionals, mid-career or new executives. So you can go through further the application process. Interested candidates should complete the online form at the bank's website. And here is the bank's website. Okay, so applicant must apply online by no later than 21st October 2022. Applications will only be considered if they are submitted online with a comprehensive curriculum vitae. And then you have the applicants must also attach copies of academic transcripts and 3 letters of recommendation. Okay, so if you move further, you're going to see the applicants who fully meet the bank's requirements and are considered for interview will be contacted. And then you have female candidates are strongly encouraged to apply. So here is the link. You can start your application right away. Remember the deadline. And then having done that, you're going to see the next one here. For if you're going for that of the UN, the United Nations, the posting period is August 5th to 21st August. That's the ITC, the International Trade Center. Okay, so objectives of the fellowship: to stimulate debate on good governance, provide criteria by which citizens and government can measure progress. And then your responsibilities are under the supervision and guidance of the chief advisor to the executive director. The successful fellow will contribute to the creation and implementation of strategic assignments related to trade development, including private sector issues and specific challenges of small and medium-sized enterprises, carry out applicable research as required, contribute to the design, development, and implementation of strategies for effective public-private partnerships, that's PPP, and generation of resources. So we're going to go through this if you want to get into that of the ITC, and then you can apply here, apply now. Okay, so that's just it. And then there's the 2023 Mo Ibrahim Foundation Leadership Fellowship Program at the ECA. So this one is the ECA, the Economic Commission for Africa. So if you want to go for that of the ECA, so it's more or less like the Mo Fellowship. It's split into 3. It's either you're going for the ITC or you're going for the ECA, or you're going for the African Development Bank. So either of these three areas, you can work with them during the fellowship period, but you apply for them separately. Okay, the links for each of these three are separate, so you can apply for any of the three depending on your area of interest. So for this, the duty station is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where you have the ECA headquarters, and then the post title, the Mo Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship, and deadline for application is Friday 21st October 2022 by 11:59 p.m. Addis Ababa time. Any applications received after this deadline will not be reviewed. Okay, so you need to go through the general information. Remember, this fellowship is awarded for the period of 12 months. Okay, you have the duties and responsibilities, what you're going to be doing there, advise on and develop strategic initiatives to advance ECA mission and objectives. So you need to read through the ECA missions and objectives, and supports the programmatic and administrative functions of OES, plan, develop and implement strategies for promoting regional integration. So you have the eligibility criteria here, you have it all. You can click on any of them and then it's going to come forth. You have the work experience. Applicants should have at least 7 years of relevant work experience. Very important. Then applicants must also have proven experience in strategic planning and execution, knowledge of negotiating and change management, and has skills in examining and re-engineering operations. And then you have the education. Applicants must hold at least a master's degree or higher in economics, social sciences, international development, business administration, law, finance, engineering, or any discipline relevant to the work of ECA. So languages, English and French are the working languages of the United Nations Secretariat. For this fellowship, fluency in either English or French is required. Working knowledge of other language is an advantage. So other skills. Now on how to apply. The application consists of three main elements listed below, all of which are mandatory in order for all applications to be considered complete. Now, candidates must submit their applications via email containing the following documents as PDF attachments. Any other document attachment types will not be accepted and will render the application not receivable. So if your document is in Word, it means that if you send it, it's not going to be accepted. In fact, the system will not be able to accept it. So it has to be in PDF. Now, large documents may be combined or compressed into a zip file if necessary. So if you have a lot of documents to upload, then it's necessary you compile it or compress it into a zip file. Now, please do not use any other file compression formats like RAR. So if you're going to compile or compress your documents, be sure you're using the zip file format and not any other. Now, applications may be in English or French. Then you still read further. Now, mark this point in yellow. Applicants should refer to pages 6 to 9 of this document, which contain detailed step-by-step instructions about how to create an AP within the Aspira system and generate a PDF of the document, which must be attached to your email submission. Then the next one that has yellow, a blank sample of AP is included for reference in pages 10 to 12 of this document. Your AP should look similar except with all of the relevant information filled in after following the steps outlined on page 6 to 9. Okay, so here, all submissions to be emailed to recruitmentpost@un.org. Now you have there's the subject line, and then deadline 21st October Addis Ababa time, which is 11:59 p.m. And Addis Ababa time is 3 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian time. Okay, so 3 hours ahead of Greenwich. So just add 3 hours to Greenwich Meridian time, and then you have the late submissions will not be considered under any circumstances, and then incomplete submissions will not be considered under any circumstances as well. And due to an anticipated high volume of applicants, only finalists will be contacted and no feedback will be given to unsuccessful applicants. Now, an update will be posted to this link once the selection process for the 2023 ECA Mo Ibrahim Leadership Fellowship has concluded. So, here, how to create an administrative profile. So here is a step-by-step procedure for creating an administrative profile like they asked you to do earlier on. So that's how you're going to make your attachments using the step by step so that your attachment will follow the right um, model or the right pattern for the submission. With three different institutions wherein the Mo Ibrahim Scholarship could be used. So is either you're going for the ECA, the African Development Bank, or the ITC. So either of them, be sure to start your application. Now the next fellowship we're going to be looking at is the Camargo Fellowship 2023-2024. Remember now about the Camargo Fellowship, with this 2023-2024 edition, the Camargo Fellowship Historic Residency Program, known in recent years as Core Program, returns to its original name, the Camargo Fellowship. Now, we need to read through this to get actually what the Camargo Fellowship is all about. Is the flagship program of the Camargo Foundation since 1971. The Camargo Foundation has awarded residencies to nearly 1,500 individuals as part of its mission to support groundbreaking research, experimentation, and interdisciplinary approaches in the arts and humanities. So each year, an esteemed panel of scholars and arts professionals select individuals or teams from hundreds of submissions from around the world. Winners are awarded residencies in a stunning contemplative environment where they have the space, time, and freedom to think, create, and connect. So for this 2023-2024 edition, 14 individuals will be selected for a residency as part of the program. Now, fellowships will span over 10 weeks. With each cohort of fellows, the foundation strives to foster connections between research and creation. So click here to learn more. So if you click on this now to learn more, it's going to take you to what you need in this very fellowship. Here is the page, the Camargo Foundation. You can see. So we scroll down. So this is not in English. Let's go to this one. Here, this is in English. So the Camargo Foundation. So everything you need. This fellowship is for those in arts and humanities. Okay, that's the people that can apply for this fellowship. So here you have the eligibility, the general information, scholars, thinkers, artists. Okay, here you have eligibility, additional information. You have the collaborative projects, you have translation projects, former fellows, and then here you have the purpose of the residency, research, experiment, and create. Okay, applicants must submit a proposal for work they would like to accomplish during their residencies. So you have the exchange and network. I'm not going to be reading this line by line, but you're going to take your time and read step by step. So duration, stipend, and accommodation. The residency period, the stipend involved, that's 3,500 euros for the entire duration of the residency. Okay, that's the stipend. And then the residency could last for 6 weeks, 2 months, and as the case may be. So there is also room for additional funding. And then you have workspaces, facilities, notes for visual arts, visas, accompany family members. I'm going to take through this now. Spouses/adult partners and dependent minor children are welcome to accompany fellows for short stays or for the duration of the residency. Now, accompanied children must be at least 6 years old upon arrival and enrolled in and attending school organized activities outside the Camargo Foundation campus during the week. The Camargo Foundation staff will advise fellows on how to enroll their children in the local public schools. Now, only family members whose names appear on the application form may be residents. Okay, then animals other than officially registered service animals are not allowed. So fellows are responsible for securing all necessary documents and meeting all standards if bringing a service dog from outside the country. So how to apply? I need to go through this, but just let's look at the deadline. Application must be submitted not later than Saturday, October 1st, 2022 by 5:59 p.m. Okay, so applications, eligible applicants may submit only one application. Multiple submissions will be disqualified. So we still move down and how to apply. Here you have the step-by-step, which means the step-by-step procedure on how to apply. And then here you have the about the selection process, so everything you need to know about the selection process. And then you can also contact them either by email or by post. So that's it for Camargo Foundation Fellowship. So you're gonna decide on the one that you need. So the earlier one I mentioned, the Mo Ibrahim, is more for those in economics and business world, although there's also room for engineers. And if you can also prove that your science related course has some things to do with the organizations that they partner with, especially the ECA, then you can apply for the Mo Ibrahim. And then for that of the Camargo, it's basically for those in the arts and humanities. They want to see your creativity from the point from the arts and humanity point of view. So that's all we have for you today in this fellowship session. I want to believe that you're going to start your application right away. Remember, it's very, very possible to get these things, okay? You don't need to get discouraged or whatever. And let me also remind us that each time you fail any application process, it's not that you didn't do well, but possibly because you missed one particular instruction. So go to the instruction section properly before you start your application. So that's all we have for you today. I want to believe that you got something from today's video. Do well to subscribe to our channel, do well to like our videos, and also share with your friends. So that's all for today. Have a lovely evening. Bye bye.